the beaches of Santa Monica. And as
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. McCollum, the 2, and Hood, the 3. Anthony out there with Giles, and it's Lillard in a point. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. Now, here's Lillard from deep three-point range. The rebound by Gasol. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game grade wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Lets the 3 fly. They get the rebound.
What hustle on display. Encouraging to see Hood working hard to keep plays alive on the glass.
Hood against James. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Poked away. Hood with it. Gasol covering. Hood kicks to Lillard. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Lillard is such a crafty finisher. Even when he takes a pounding, he sticks with it.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Cantor's checked in. He throw good. Damian Lillard.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
So many of his points have come from within inches of the bucket. I mean, he lives to attack the rim.
Lillard misses.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
By himself, throws down the breakaway jam.
Seeing the court like a point, that's Gasol showing the full range of his skills.
Lillard against Schroeder. Pass to Cantor. Back to Lillard. Rejected by Gasol.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Pulls it from the elbow. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And the in-between shot of James, a thing of beauty. I mean, he's so clever at taking advantage of this area of the floor.
Lillard attacking. Cantor. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Tipped away. Caldwell Pope dishes to James. 1:58 left to play in the first quarter. Excellent D from Cantor. There's the pass to Lillard. This one for 3. The shot, no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
2 open that time, made it look too easy. James has got 6 points. Well, it is a long season, we know that, and the All-Star break provides Greg some respite. But how do you keep your body fresh as we're heading down the stretch here?
Kevin, you got to listen to the training staff. I mean, first and foremost, teams are getting more advanced, measuring when players are wearing down and trying to protect them. All the tools are there, but you've got to take advantage. And the other thing is, mentally, you've got to be fresh. It's not just about your body being fresh. So sometimes you need to be able to shut the brain down in terms of the game and get your focus elsewhere.
That's just crazy athleticism from James. His vertical is through the roof.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. And it's the Lakers on the break. For three, Caldwell Pope. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Portland trailing here. And here's McCollum. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
This guy's just a gamer. McCollum, I mean, he really embraces taking on the defense and finding a way to finish.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Misses the three. The Trailblazers shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Lillard looking around. And he banks in the layup. 5 points in the game.
What more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother.
James fires from way outside. Los Angeles with another miss. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trail. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but
I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
Here are the five Portland has to start the second quarter. Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Trent in at the 2. Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Pass to McKinney. It's Matthews on the wing. Lakers working the ball around now. Kuzma outside. 5 on the clock. 2 free throws coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Giles checked in for Enes Kanter. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Damian Lillard.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
That one is off.
And many people are high on Kuzma, an all-around player with a promising future given his impressive skill set.
Trailblazers leading by 4. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboards.
Here's Simons. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Second chance shot. Goes up again. And at last, they get one to fall. Simons has got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. Caruso looking for an opening. Down low. Here's Kuzma. That one good for 2.
Awesome at keeping his balance. Sometimes guarding Kuzma is impossible for the defense.
Here's Simons, and there's the foul. Here we go on Alex Caruso. That's his first foul. Here's Simons. And he dunks it down.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Quarter two, and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And Covington sends it back. Here's Jones. Finished off the break. And it's a 10-point Portland lead.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Caruso kicks to Harrell. Passes to Caruso. Now here's Harrell. He's guarded closely.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Jones, no luck.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that.
And Harrell slams it in.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Simons. 6 points for him. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Now here's Jones, the 8-footer. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
1:12 left in the first half of the game. Simons
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear though he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Here's Caruso. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Morris is checked in for the Lakers. LeBron comes in for Kyle Kuzma. A different look now for Portland.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line. Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
And here is LeBron after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. And the dunk by James.
You can't give James a lane to the basket. He's exceptionally quick at attacking on the drive.
There's 31 seconds left in the first half. The feed to Lillard. Caruso grabs the miss.
He'll breathe a big sigh of relief if they hang on to win this game. He's not done much to contribute to it.
Excellent pass there to cap that break with an uncontested basket.
Lillard outside. It's deflected. This is his first free throw of the game.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. 9 seconds left to play in the first half. Lillard outside. And so it's Portland with a 6. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
30. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson along. Dame Lillard, a player who's improved every year he's been in the league. God. And that does it for our...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at James, what a contribution.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? Keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marcus Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
You got to be wary of Gasol. I mean, he's good at using his length to turn away shots.
The putback. It's good on the putback.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. It's McCollum on the wing. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Cantor trying to free himself up. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Trailing by 2. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for him. Now, here's Cantor. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Lillard attacking. Can't cash in from close range. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside for Gasol. Back to Morris. Pass to Gasol for the tie. Portland grabs the miss. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
And you look at Robert Covington, first-team All-Defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use. Oh, my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Here's Schroeder after Enes Kanter's basket. And again, no good by the Lakers. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside. Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. And then for the Trailblazers, Giles checked in for Enes Kanter. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for Rodney Hood. Now here's James. 14 points for him. 6 on the shot clock. Basket good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the D is worrying too much about the other 4 guys. I mean, they can't give him open jump.
Here's Lillard. He's got 8. McCollum outside. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Simons, he's jacked in for the Trailblazers. So it's the Lakers now. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. LeBron kicks to Kuzma. Over Jones. And too long on the shot. The Trailblazers have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Anthony drives in. It's intercepted. And James throws it down hard.
I love how fierce James is, a ferocious dunk artist.
Collin passes to Simons. 1:33 left to play in the third. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night. Lakers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. James wide open. They get it again. Out to Kuzma. Harrell trying to free himself up. Harrell on the foul. Harrell's got the game tied up here for the Lakers.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Now here's McCollum. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Simons. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's James. He's got 16. Horton Tucker's shot is off. And he lobs it up toward the rim, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you got to be careful around you. Always looking to get to the line whenever you can.
And both free throws good for LeBron. Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. McCollum outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. They break it out, 5-on-3. LeBron, no luck. Here's Trent. Can't connect.
And when Kuzma is motivated on defense, it helps big time. It needs to be
Tie game in Los Angeles. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the floor for Portland, Anthony is out there with Rodney Hood. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Lillard, the pass to Trent. Back to Lillard. The pass to Trent. Kicks it out to Lillard. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. And Los Angeles with some changes. Gasol comes in for Damian Jones. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Kyle Kuzma. Little, he's checked in for Portland. Schroeder surveying the floor. Outside Gasol. Up top Morris. Lillard against Schroeder. They get it back. He can't hit that time.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And don't sleep on Lillard's vertical. When he's going strong to the bucket, he's capable of throwdowns like these.
To take the lead. No good that time. And it's Portland the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They start a 3-game homestand with that game.
Wow, his first triple of the second half gives him 2 on the night. He's not making much of an impact from deep.
Lakers trail by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Back to Schroeder for the 3. It's a hand on it, and Gasol able to finish. Gasol's got his first bucket of the night.
Gasol is the kind of guy, I mean, if you forget about him, he's going to make you pay. Nice work on the offensive glass.
Lillard against Schroeder. Lillard attacking. Rejected by Gasol. They get it back. Trent. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from 3-point range when there's no hand in his face.
Now here's Schroeder. At the elbow, it's Gasol. And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So both teams making some changes here. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And here's LeBron outside. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Simons. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Oh, that's just the mentality you have to have. Not wanting to give the opposition any hope of clawing back into this. When the D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Pass to Trent. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. And the shot is good. And it's a 10-point Trailblazer lead
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. And we'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
Here's Caruso. And just miss after miss right now.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, you're just predictable.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Trailblazers.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
And they pick up 2.
Incredible concentration from the big man. Knock Kuzma around all you want. He's committed to scoring inside.
And it's Simons missing. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, it is.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's good. And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Day.
Well, guys,
He's certainly come a long way, DA. Thanks. Here are the five for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And there's Jackson. And it's George in at point guard. And for Portland, they've got Enes Kanter, Anthony is out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the 2 spot. Now here's Leonard. Fires from deep. And Cantor pulls it down. Anthony, the pass to Trent. Lobs it up for Anthony. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Leonard. Lillard with the rebound. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Left side, George. From 18 feet away. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Batum grabs the miss. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Jackson passes to Zubac. Lillard against Leonard.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Jones kicks to Lillard. Out to Anthony. Back to Lillard. Trailblazers moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. He hits it from 9. And as we come down the home stretch, some teams in position for the playoffs. How do you prepare for those young players who haven't been there yet, are wide-eyed and learning as they go?
You know, I'm not sure there's any preparing for it. I mean, they're going to be expected to contribute. You've got to be prepared from the standpoint of knowing your assignments, and because there's so much more information today, that does help. But the reality is they've already given the coaching staff a reason to think they have what it takes to help them make a run.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. George passes to Zubac. Leonard looking around. Pass to Zubac. Back to George. Shoots over Lillard. No good that time. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. From outside the arc. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
With the putback. It's good on the putback. Zubac has got his second bucket tonight.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebounding. Unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now, here's Lillard. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against New Orleans.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 4. Leonard, the pass to Batum. Shoots over Lillard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And Batum brings length and a personal game to his spot on the wing. And his defense, always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Reggie Jackson. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Williams in for Paul George. McCollum with the ball, and Batum picks him up defensively. And the basket by McCollum.
Well, this is where that sweet handle of McCollum's comes into play. When he goes on the dribble drive, very few defenders can get in good position to slow him down.
Now here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's Patterson. Kennard on the wing. Los Angeles with another miss. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. A 3 from McCollum. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Outside Williams to the middle. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Batum kicks to Williams. On the wing, Batum. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Covington. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Trailblazers leading. Damian Lillard told us before the game, when asked how he...
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from...
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And thanks again for tuning in if you're just joining. And here we go, Coach's Challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Jackson, he's checked in for Batum. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's George in for Lou Williams.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
The pass to Simons. Here's Giles. Pass to Hood. Back to Giles. McCollum passes to Giles. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Giles has got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Outside, George. Leonard on the wing. He can't get it to go. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
We talk about gutsy wins, and on a night like that in the last game where they just did not shoot it well, that's a steal during a regular season.
To the paint, here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
Now here's McCollum. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter comes in for Harry Giles. And Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Lillard missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better? That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
Man passes to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Zubac has got 6 points.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Hood fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
With a much smaller defender on him, he does the exact thing at the right moment, goes straight to the rim.
So for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson is checked in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Offensive rebound. Another shot. Had a hand on it.
That's good footwork from the big man as Cantor aware defensively to get to that one.
Passes it to Kennard. Fires for three. Tries again. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Zubats.
That's a testament to the effort there on the boards. Never willing to give up on the possession, finding ways to sniff out the ball.
Simons the pass to Lillard. 1:15 left now here in the second. And Lillard throws it down.
You want evidence of Lillard finishing at the rim? I give you Exhibit A.
Williams kicks to Patterson. Down low. Here's Zubats. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And now it's an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Shoots from 12. Jump shot is good that time. Zubats has got 6 in the quarter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Lillard the pass to Simons. Back to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
Man passes to Zubats. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 6 rebounds in the game. 3-pointer Lillard. They get it again.
And it's not a secret. Cantor is a major.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They have a 13-point lead. Shaq. That's all for now.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You've got to like what Ivica Zubats has done in this game.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
And the team appreciating all of that dirty work going on. His activity has been phenomenal.
We've got Robert Covington. He's out there with Anthony. McCollum is out there with Giles. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. McCollum against Williams.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Man passes to Oturu. He doesn't hit that one. Portland leading by 13. Out to the right wing. Here's Giles. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's McCollum. And the rejection by Zubats. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Kicks it out to Covington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Anthony.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
That's a smart play Jackson will keep going back to. He knows he'll make it to the rim, get fouled, or maybe both.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. 90 seconds now into the second half.
Well, he can shoot the three, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
Outside, George. Jackson finds Leonard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's George. Lillard with the rebound.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Cantor checked in for Portland. Takes it out to Covington. Lillard fires away from way outside. Cantor, and Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got 8 points.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And the Clippers miss again.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Lillard with no one around. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got 5 points now in the quarter. George looking over the floor. Stolen by Cantor. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. And here's Anthony for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Batum passes to Leonard. Shot to stop the run. He can't get that one. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Kicks it to Cantor. Outside, Covington. No good on the 3. Clippers trail by 18. Jackson passes to Leonard. Covington with the steal. McCollum fires from way outside. The long-distance 3 is Bill. He has 7.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
There's 57 seconds left in the third. McCollum against Leonard. Outside, George. And the shot goes in.
You can only do so much right there. It's a good challenge on the Paul George shot. It didn't matter much.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Leonard. And a wide open look for McCollum. Buries it from 3-point range. McCollum's got a pair of 3s now here in the third for Portland. Left side, Leonard. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
.23 seconds left to play in the third. McCollum against Leonard. Pass to Trent from downtown. That shot no good. It's tipped. Morris looking over the floor. Good on the 3-point shot. Morris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And a guy with more of a mid-range game. Morris can still jack it up from deep if you give him enough space and time.
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter.
Hey, good job defensively.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Williams. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Mann in at the point.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
High post, Zubac. And Jones pulls it down.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, at least it feels like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right?
Yeah.
91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. Remember it like it was yesterday. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And the layup's good off the glass.
He does a lot of work on the perimeter, but don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
And Lillard kicks to Giles. And a wide open look for Hood. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Lillard. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Portland. Here's George. Oh, that was something else.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
Trailblazers leading by 22. Now Lillard. Shoots a three. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. It's George on the wing, covered by Lillard. And Leonard puts it up from deep three. That three off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. From deep three-point range, up again. The shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Back to Lillard, the three. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 20. And George kicks to Batum. In the league, taking steps to discourage teams, Greg, from tossing away seasons in search of high draft picks. Has enough been done, you think, in that regard?
We'll see. I tell you, the idea of a play-in
tournament. That's a tough one, isn't it?
For the last few playoff spots, I think that's a good idea, actually. It might keep more teams in the hunt down the stretch. And I think the onus also, if the fans put enough pressure on their teams to try to develop what they have and not always put it on the future, I think that's going to help. But I think you're going to always have a little bit of that moving forward.
Lillard against George. And Lillard throws it down.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Trailblazers.
And as we watch the game wind down, you have to look back at all the second chance points these guys generated.
Yeah, they clearly won the second chance points category. Possession after possession, we watched them go after the ball and make misses turn into makes.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lillard.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard. Killing it in transition.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Good on the triple. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
George, no good. Lillard with it. From deep. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Now, this is what you're going to get with Lillard. He's a gunner. And right now, he's gunning from deep range.
And George with this stuff.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And so Portland takes this one. Up by him. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. So
league in its 4th season.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. The front. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lou Williams.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's George in at the 2. And Gasol able to finish.
Boy, that big body, those long arms, so hard to keep Marc Gasol off the glass.
George passes to Zubac. Outside Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. Batum wide open. He fires. It's rebounded by Gasol. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year or midseason?
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. You know,
yeah, right.
People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you say, let it play out. Here's Schroeder. That shot is off. Great D that time from Batum. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Zubac finds Leonard. Back to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes the 3. Morris with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
When LeBron gets the ball, guys, and there aren't numbers back in transition, it almost always results in an easy hoop.
Now here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Leonard inside, working on James.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here. LeBron always on the prowl to send shots back with force.
And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still...
Oh, gentlemen. My goodness, step back.
That was incredible. Schroeder against Jackson. Schroeder looking around. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. So for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. The Lakers also making some changes. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for Morris.
Plays with such a fearlessness. Kuzma is terrific at staying engaged and forcing the issue.
So for the Clippers, Mann's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for Paul George. And both free throws good for Kuzma. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game a loss to the Mavericks in Dallas. Outside Williams. Dishes it to Patterson. That shot misses. So the Lakers will take it the other way. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break. And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Morris, no good. The Lakers trail. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Kuzma. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And you have to tip your cap to Kuzma. He absorbs contact well and knows how to adjust his shot.
Williams passes to Patterson. On the wing, Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. It's good.
A small frame, but big game. Lou Williams in the paint.
The Lakers have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Caruso, the pass to Jones. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And here is Williams. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And the second quarter about to get... And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it...
This game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, we've got Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard out there with Williams. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's man in at the 3 spot. Left side, Jones. He kicks it to Harrell. Banked in off the glass.
Guys, not much more a defender can do in that situation. Harrell with the focus and the strength to just power through the contact.
Jones against Patterson. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And it's off from 3-point range. Here's Kuzma over Kennard. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And Morris throws it down.
Well, the threat to score is real when Lou Williams has the ball, but he uses that to set up his passing game. You think about Lou Williams and finding his way and finding himself with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's played for a 5th of the teams in the league. He always felt overlooked, underappreciated, but certainly he's found his niche here.
Well, Doris, in the past, some regarded Lou Williams as a lackluster defender. Didn't want to lift weights. Had kind of an interesting reputation. He bounced around the league, as we know, quite a bit. He's played for a lot of different teams.
Right. I mean, think about his early association with Allen Iverson, the great Allen Iverson. He's succeeded on his own terms, right? Both of them comfortable in their own skin, able to do some amazing things on the court.
Morris inside. Zubac's defending. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Morris. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to the Mavericks.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Marc Gasol has checked in for Markieff Morris. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. Schroeder against Jackson. And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Leonard finds Batum. Right side, George. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Pass break, the Lakers. Rebound by the Clippers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Leonard with the bucket.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Lakers trail by 6. Schroeder passes to Caldwell Pope. And There's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And sweet drive there. KCP, a smooth operator with terrific straight line speed.
On the wing, Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. On the wing, Batum. Lots of room. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Batum's got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers. James looking around. Gasol dishes to Schroeder. Back to Gasol. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Pass to Zubac. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. Marcus Morris is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And the Lakers also making a switch. Morris is checked in and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Lakers trail by 6. Caruso kicks to James. And the rejection by Zubac. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's George finishing it off.
The speed in transition. Paul George is dynamic in space.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Caldwell-Pope. And the Lakers with another miss.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Morris, no good.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any...
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. And load management the last few seasons, a common occurrence for... And that does it for our...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Taking a look at the Lakers. Caldwell-Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. Here's the lob to the hoop. Zubac, no good. The Lakers trail. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Here's Morris. He nails it, and we're tied up. Morris has got his second bucket.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
A different look for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. The Lakers also with a sub. Horton Tucker's checked in. The kick out to Williams. Outside, George. A three-pointer off the mark. Lakers have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. On the wing, James. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
Boy, what is more fear-invoking than Kawhi off the bounce near the cup? Look out.
The Lakers shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Here's Schroeder, still looking for his first bucket in this one. The drive by James. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists now in this one. Outside Williams. On the wing, George. And there's the pass to Patterson. Morris against Morris. Shot clock at 6. Right side, Williams. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. LeBron with it. Williams picks him up. Schroeder passes to LeBron. Kicks it out to Schroeder for the lead. That shot missing. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And George, here we go. Gasol with the steal. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Man's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for Paul George. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Jones checked in for Gasol. Harrell comes in for Morris. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for James. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Williams passes to Patterson, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, we know that Patrick Patterson can step away and be a force as a face-up guy, but still plenty dangerous inside.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Kuzma outside. Pass to Caruso. Inside, here's Harrell, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Lakers lead by 1.
One thing you know, if Montrezl Harrell is playing pick and roll, he will roll hard to the basket and be a threat.
Patterson inside, working on Jones. Bounce pass from Williams. Shot clock at 5. Morris passes to Patterson. Looking for Kuzma. He gets it there. To the paint. Here's Caruso. Lakers working the ball around now. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Kuzma. And again, it's the Lakers.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Yes, and the foul. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Boy, this guy has a knack for converting in the N1 situations. Lou Williams, sweet Lou.
Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. And that one falls for Williams. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out left to the wing. Horton Tucker, the pass to Kuzma. Here's Caruso. 5 to shoot. It's Kuzma penetrating.
What a jam from Kuzma. The athleticism there makes him look unstoppable.
And the Clippers call time here.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
Outside Williams. It'll count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. They've got Ivica Zubac. Williams is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum, and it's Morris in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Lakers. They trail by 1. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. He dishes it to Harrell. Pass to Caruso. And the rejection by Zubac. Outside for George. Passes it to Batum from the corner. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And the Clippers lead by 3. Here's Caruso, guarded by Jackson. Caruso, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. No one covering. Now, here is George. Outside Jackson. Back to George. Down low. Leonard with no one around. But he gets it back. Back to George. The pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Just 4 to shoot. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Morris finds Caldwell Pope. Kuzma against Leonard. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
And the Lakers making a change here. Now George. Outside Jackson. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Leonard. Again, the Clippers.
Well, efficiency from the mid-range has always been a part of Kawhi Leonard's game.
Lakers trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
LeBron finding a way to come up with a ridiculous make in a huge situation yet again.
George with the ball. Left side Jackson. And Leonard has it in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot over James. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer.
Wow, that was a strong dunk.
That is nice.
LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Batum finds Leonard. Back to Batum. Over Morris. A shot by Batum, no good. Lakers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And the coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, onto the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Teron Lewis who talked to the team. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
James outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Come on, LeBron welcomes contact, so you are really doing him a favor when you send him to the line.
And he ends up making the second, and that ties the game up.
That will sting a little bit, failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there, but he does tie it up.
Outside Williams. Here's Patterson. James against Leonard. In the corner, George with it. Looking to get it going. Oh, he can't jam it home. It's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 2.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for LeBron James.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And for Portland, Anthony is out there with Giles. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's McCollum. And it's Trent in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Schroeder following the miss by C.J. McCollum. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. Now here's Schroeder. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Lillard way outside. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's James at 37 points in the win against Charlotte.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle. He brought energy. And he brought it on the glass. Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip-in.
Lillard against Schroeder. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now here's Schroeder. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Lillard outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Lillard. He's averaging 30 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
Now here's Schroeder. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Back to Schroeder. 6 on the shot clock to the inside. Gasol, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Lillard. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against New Orleans.
You can't forget about how great he was at forcing contact and getting to the line. He racked up a lot of easy points at the line that way.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. James finds Morris.
Clearly a foul.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Lillard dishes to Covington. Giles the pass to Lillard. A 3. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. And the former Utah Ute, Kyle Kuzma, can play either forward spot. Has a good blend, Smitty, of size and speed.
Yes, Kevin, but right now I prefer him at the 4. The reason why, he can stretch the floor, but he can tack a lot of those big forwards. And his shooting, it will get consistent as the years go on.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Out to Morris. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to Harrell. 6 to shoot. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. What a stretch it's been for these players. They're the NBA's leading scorers over the last 10 games. These are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Damian Lillard, number 1.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
And he gets the bucket. Trailblazers trail by 4. Now, here's Lillard. Look at those numbers. Oh,
yes. Good.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Here's Caruso. Lays it up off the glass. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Lillard. T right on him. Makes it off the glass. Lillard's got 8 points.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Out to Kuzma. Here's Jones. And stolen by Hood. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Lillard fires away from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Trailblazers. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Guys, what stands out? Whoa! And that's a rugged play.
That one was big time.
And how about Lillard just being aggressive here on offense? He can heat up quickly, just super efficient, and a high IQ score.
Pass to Caruso, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Look at the Lakers, holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And checking out Portland, 3.5 back.
And I think for the Lakers, they're not an opponent any team wants to see on their schedule. They've been producing all season long. And guys, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon.
We figured that by this point in the season, they would have separated themselves from the pack. They've done that and more.
And he gets it back. Harrell kicks to Jones. Hood against Kuzma. Jones, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Lillard finds Canner. Back to Lillard. Three-pointer. A rebound by the Lakers. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Majority of the night, they were in attack mode. Tremendous effort all the way around.
And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's James. Oh, what a play!
Watch it! And this is how you fire up your teammates. LeBron with a 10 on that one.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got his first 3 points of the game.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
James looking it over. The shot will not fall. 18 that time from Hood. You know, Steve, one thing you admire about LeBron, how he shapes a possession for his team. He'll create situations where he gets a mismatch or helps his teammate find one.
You know, Kevin, LeBron will use his high screens to just kind of shuffle defenders, make them think. Once he sees an opportunity, he'll pounce all over it. You can see him do this the most at the end of close games.
Giles checked in for Portland. And then for Los Angeles, Marc Gasol's checked in for Damian Jones. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso.
And that's a nice pass. The patience of LeBron to let the play develop.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Giles, the pass to Anthony. McCollum against Caldwell-Pope. Count that bucket. McCollum's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Outside Gasol. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Offensive rebound.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. To the middle. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They trail by 6. James in the post. Here's Gasol. Nobody near Schroeder. From outside, off the mark. Trailblazers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Trent passes to McCollum. Inside. Hood can't get it to go. Lakers trail by 6. Here's James. And the dunk by James.
In a class by himself, no one matches up with LeBron in transition.
Portland's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's McCollum. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field. 24 seconds left here in the second for Los Angeles. They've gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. LeBron with it. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 5. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And they'll turn it over. Did not get off his shot. 24-second violation. And so it's Portland with their leads. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 13 points and 2 assists. And
as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
His activity level has made an impact, and he is fearless.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Caldwell-Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Hey, guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Finished off the break. 10 points for LeBron.
Driving with that kind of speed and power, LeBron bulldozes his way through contact.
McCollum outside. Here's Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
It's a tight contest. Those type of plays can fire up your team and swing momentum.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard attacking, and Cantor throws it down.
And that's just all muscle there. Canner is solid at fighting his way through whatever the D throws at him.
Now LeBron, 10 points for him. Fires the three. C.J. McCollum with the rebound.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
And Damian Lillard, good for the three. And it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
First three of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Some room here for Schroeder. Tips it up, and Gasol able to finish.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Schroeder against Lillard from deep three-point range. That one no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Caldwell Pope. Portland grabs the miss.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Damian Jones comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. How about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know, but he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Catching up on the changes for Portland. Harry Giles comes in for Cantor. And it's Simons in for Lillard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. For Portland, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
James against Jones. And the dunk by James.
LeBron is having himself a game. Staying aggressive, playing with a lot of force.
Steve, one thing I always think of when I watch LeBron, how much fun it must be to be a teammate of his.
You know, Kevin, I wish I could have played with a guy like LeBron James. You get so many open looks and easy finishes with him on the court. One of the easiest superstars to play with, bar none.
Puts it up from 15. Misses off the left iron. Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's Jones. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
And so Jones nails both of them.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. There's 47 seconds left in the third. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Free throw drops for James.
And to think LeBron in high school was recruited by some D1 colleges to play wide receiver. Boy, what a downfield target he would have been.
Here's Simons. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, and good that time.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Caruso, the pass to LeBron. It's deflected. And they're pushing it up. Lobs it up for Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And what a smooth release on that shot. Melo is money in the bank from there.
Jones against LeBron. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Lakers have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6. And both free throws good for James. 5 seconds left to play here in the third. A 3 from McCollum. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Portland bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll return shortly. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. They've got Giles. Anthony is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 2 guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Here's Simons. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Shooting for Portland, Anthony Simons. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And the Trailblazers making a change here. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Lakers trail by 7. Schroeder up top. He's guarded by McCollum. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Hard enough to stay attached to Schroeder one-on-one. Coming off screens, forget about it.
And here's McCollum. A putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Schroeder, the putback, rebounded by Covington. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. McCollum against Schroeder. Kicks it out to Covington. Shot clock at 3. Near the 3-point line, it's McCollum. Kept alive. Second chance shot. Cantor. And Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got the lead up to 9 now for Portland.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And the Lakers call time here. Lillard's checked in for Anthony Simons. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during that last timeout, I listened to Frank Vogel talk to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes. Guys.
Thanks so much, David. Lillard misses. Lakers trail by 9. Here's LeBron, and he makes that one. LeBron's got 20.
You see the tremendous first step. the power. LeBron loves to put the defense back on its heels.
McCollum outside. Back to Lillard. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Lillard's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. The drive by James. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Nobody near Lillard. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. Hood's got his first points of the night.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Here's James, and he uses the glass on the layup. LeBron's got 6 in the quarter.
The raw power of James excels at taking on physical defense and finishing.
Three-pointer, Lillard hits it from three-point range. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
That's a 2 from Lillard. Hits the front of the rim and out. Gasol with it. Now guarded by Hood. Covington with the steal. And he commits the intentional foul. And Portland making a change here. Trent's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Markieff Morris is checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso.
Oh, and that would have been a spectacular alley-oop. Really difficult to get the timing right on those long ones.
Your go-to guy in these situations, LeBron has been here before plenty of times.
Lillard, the pass to Trent. Schroeder against Lillard. Shoots over Schroeder, and he could not. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
And LeBron throws it down.
Powerful high flyer. LeBron attacks the rim like no one else.
Now here's Lillard. On deep. From beyond the arc and then some. And the Trailblazers lead by 9. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Lakers. Morris passes to LeBron. Doesn't go for it. Excellent D from Cancer. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
And it's Contavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game and give the bonus. We'll head to the line for 2.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
And it's Schroeder missing. 17 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win in one.
Thank you.
Good Friday night to you, sports fans. DA.
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the 5 down low. And for Los Angeles, they've got Paul George. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson, and it's Zubats in at the center position. Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Well, that's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, when their reserves are operating at a high level, so tough to beat.
And they call the foul. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Leonard attacking. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And, guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now here's McCollum. An 11-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Lillard against Jackson. That one falls. Lillard's got 5.
Well, Lillard is used to getting pushed around. Got to admire how he muscles it in regardless.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 5-point game.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years. A career high in assists.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. But this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Here's McCollum. Paul George making his last shot. Back to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. He has 7.
They've come out with guns blazing. 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D reeling.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Stolen by Cantor. Covington with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And they go to the intentional foul for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Hood's checked in. Now here's Lillard. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against New Orleans. Shoots over Patterson. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Oh, the defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Lillard against Leonard. Down low. Here's Covington.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Portland shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Man's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for George. Bucket is good.
And just a fluid offensive talent with really a knack for getting to his spots. Williams so hard to keep up with.
Here's Giles. Back to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Patterson can't get it to go. From about 16, and Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 11.
Such a smart play. Lillard willing to take the jumper from the mid-range.
Here's Williams. Nifty move. And they get it back. Pass to man. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. Off target at the rim.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
And that's an intentional foul. The Trailblazers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That free throw good from Lillard.
A rapper off the court, a number 0 from the town, an elite point guard. And he has plenty of personality. He's a fun guy to be around.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
It's stolen by Anthony. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
He's pulling out all the tricks this quarter. They can't figure out how to stop him.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 11. Looking to end the run. Here's Williams to the inside. Zubac the pass to Kennard. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive edge.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
And so it's Portland looking at a third. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is still.
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Trailblazers have... Oh, look at him play!
Get out the way!
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
And don't sleep on Williams' ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. Morris with the rebound.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim. And that's a gift if I've ever seen one. They've got to communicate much better out there.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Jones is checked in.
Now, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. Still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on this team.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Zubac, no good. Portland leading by 15.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that two-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Giles.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Simons surveying the D. Kanter, the pass to Simons. A shake. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Jackson against McCollum. The shot by George, wide open. They grabbed their own miss, and no good that time.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers.
Nicholas Batum.
George against McCollum. Passes it to Kanter. Now here's McCollum. The tray. It's hauled in by George.
Well, that's just a lucky break for the deep. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
Leonard, the pass to Oturu. There's a minute 40 left to play here in the second quarter. The three from George. And that one is off. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
And it's hard not to get discouraged on such an off night shooting the ball, but somehow they kept the intensity up. I mean, that was a really gutty win.
Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to Dallas. McCollum finds Jones. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Cantor. And that one goes long. Clippers trail by 17. George, that's a two-pointer. Cans the shot from the wing. George has got 6 in the quarter.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
It's Jones on the wing. To the paint. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? We've got 33 seconds left in the first half. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Trailblazers leading by 17. And Cantor now top the key. McCollum against Leonard. And the basket by McCollum.
And McCullough is fantastic in running the screen and roll. He knows how to use the pick to get space to shoot.
Down low. Here's... Oh, that was something else.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. And so... Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and 1. And that does it for our...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. You've got Little. He's out there with Rodney Hood. Damian Lillard out there with Giles. Pocket 6. Batum with the ball. Now guarded by Hood. And stolen by Hood. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Reggie Jackson. And Portland with a change here, too. Robert Covington's checked in for Little.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And that one falls for Williams. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done differently, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of them.
Yes.
Trailblazers leading by 16. Lillard from deep three-point land. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. The Clippers shooting well. They're at 45%. Kennard finds Leonard. Snatched away. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Sinks the three-pointer. Lillard's got 5 points in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Williams passes to Zubac. Williams in the post, covered by Lillard. Second shot opportunity. Takes it out to Leonard. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Leonard's got his second basket.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Lillard against Williams. Shoots. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Giles has got 6 points.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. The three-pointer no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And a deep three from Lillard. And it's Lillard again missing.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Leonard with the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Williams against Lillard. He lobs it up.
Good luck at trying to guard Lillard. When he's involved in the pick and roll, he enjoys shredding the D with his passing.
Clippers trail by 19. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
Lillard fires away from way outside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
The defense has done a good job of forcing him into tough shots this quarter.
Leonard, no luck. And so Hood will bring it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
I like watching Lillard shoot when he's in rhythm. He's superb at switching from dribbling to shooting in the blink of an eye.
Outside for Batum. Zubac's in the post. The rebound by Giles. Giles has got 5 rebounds tonight. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
I like to see this. Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
A floater. Yep, it counts. Kennard's got his first basket of the night. Trailblazers leading by 20. 36 seconds left here in the third quarter. Didn't think that was going to go in.
His three-point shooting is an important part of his game. Lillard has to hit that shot all night if he wants to keep the D honest.
The rebound by Giles. Giles has got 6 rebounds in the game. Williams against Lillard. It's Covington on the wing. Takes a 3. Lillard misses. Left side, Leonard. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And at about 230 pounds, Leonard is a well-built specimen. Can absorb defenders like it's nothing.
5 seconds left in the third. Lillard way outside. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
And Jackson using his trademark quickness to bother.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trail Blazers. He's up to 26 points.
Hey, good rhythm, good rhythm.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Portland leading by 20. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Oturu in at the center filling out the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. George. That one's not going to go. Nice D from Lillard. And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Simons, he's checked in for Portland. Chris, you look at last year's all-defensive first-teamers. 4 out of 5 of those guys were 6'10 or taller. Clearly, size is an advantage.
Yeah, size or at least length. I mean, long arms, you know, with that comes block steals and deflections. You know, as long as you can move your feet, though, bigger is better.
Patterson passes to Oturu. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum outside. Portland moving the ball around. Shoots the 3. He's off on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Here's Simons. Lays it up off the glass.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Leonard attacking. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Trailblazers leading by 20. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. Out to the right wing. And it's Simons missing.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jump.
Stolen by Cantor. Anthony against Jackson. Out to the wing. Lobs it up for Cantor. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Patterson. Jones checked in for Portland. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Clippers trail by 18. And an intentional foul right there. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubats is checked in. Stolen by Cantor. The shot by Lillard wide open. Cantor dishes to Lillard. From deep 3-point range, it's hauled in by the Clippers. George with the ball, and that one is good.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Tries a 3. Pass to Carmelo. Lets the 3 fly. Portland no good that time either.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Trailblazers.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Damian Lillard.
He was the one dictating the pace tonight, playing up-tempo or slowing it down, but always scoring.
Stolen by Jackson. And then Leonard with the dunk.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Back to Lillard. Launches it. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Here's George. The shot missing. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Lillard fires away from way outside. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. Outside Anthony. Back to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. 11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Mann. And the pass to Kabengele. Count it. Good. And so Portland takes this one. But thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight. And here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting mentally prepared. A moment here now to see the numbers for Paul George.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Jackson. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in a 2-guard. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. Greg, in terms of personnel, not exactly the matchups we were expecting to see tonight.
You know, Kevin, with all the injuries and some guys now having to step into unfamiliar roles, in some ways that makes tonight all the more intriguing to see which guys are going to step up and deliver.
You look at LeBron James, he's truly a remarkable talent. Every season he seems to add something else to his game. It's been fun watching him, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to see him at this level.
Here's Morris. Back to Caldwell Pope. Shoots over Leonard. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Back to Zubac. Batum passes to Zubac. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds it. Great feel for the game.
Pass to James. Back to Schroeder. He feeds it to Gasol. Sweet move. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
Zubac finds Jackson. Left side, Leonard. Jackson passes to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. Here's George, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's George. after the basket by the Lakers. Offensive rebound. Zubac kicks to Batum. Back to Zubac. George looking over the floor. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. One-on-one here. Here's Schroeder. No good on that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and one foot.
And although it seems like KCP will never be a huge factor on offense, he can still give you valuable points and also that spacing he can provide out on the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and it's a valuable tool kit that he has because he can provide some playmaking and shot making and spacing of the floor. And he's also become more efficient as an offensive player. But he does know and recognize that his strength is at the defensive end, his athleticism, mobility, and versatility. And offense is tertiary to his contributions.
Clippers trail by 5. On the wing, Jackson to the middle. Kicks it out to Leonard. Trying to end the drought. Here's Zubac. Count that one. Zubac has got his second basket of the night.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Gasol finds Schroeder. Passes to James. And the shot goes in. James has got 7.
Tell you what, he's 3 or 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It's stolen by Schroeder. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. A huge slam to perfect end of the fast break.
And with the leaping ability that Caldwell Pope possesses, he knows when to bounce to the rack and throw it down.
George dishes to Batum. Floats one up. Here's Zubac. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. 6 points for him.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Lakers lead by 5. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
The way he plays defensively, you know what he's.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019. Largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And 2 former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Lakers.
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point, fellas.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Lou Williams out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the... And here we go. Coach's challenge on that goaltending call. Now, the coach didn't think the call was correct.
And with this type of goaltending review process, one thing to keep in mind is that the rule states, quote, in order to overturn the event as called on the floor, there must be clear and conclusive visual evidence that the call was incorrect.
And so, Greg, if there is any level of ambiguity, it makes sense that the original ruling would stay. But in that event, the coach has used up his one and only coach's challenge for the game. So, as you can tell, a lot riding on when you choose to use it. And so the decision is in. NBA Replay Center has ruled, guys. The call stands on the goaltend.
And maybe the only downside is that you use up your one coach's challenge for the game. So if anything happens beyond this point, you might wish you had that back. Smart not to take any chances and give it another look on the replay. That's such a valuable safety net for the officials to have.
Williams looking around. Pass to man. Here's Oturu. The kick out to Williams. And the 3 off target.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
McKinney passes to Harrell. Matthews, no one around him. They get it back. Harrell on the foul. Harrell's got the lead up to 7 now for the Lakers.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Williams passes to Oturu. And here's Kennard. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Great D that time from Harrell. Lakers leading by 7. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The wide open look here for Kuzma. It's good on the putback.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
To the inside. Zubac kicks to Batum. Sweet little floater. And here at the midway point of the year, lots of guys banged up, Clark. Is it hard to decide when to play through and then maybe not to play, when to sit?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. And a lot of times it's about pain tolerance, the severity of the injury. Is it something that you can play with that won't linger on? And you don't have the possibility of further injury? Those are the factors that go into playing hurt or playing in pain.
And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up. And it's Paul George with the finish.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Here's Horton Tucker. And the rejection by Zubac. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Jackson passes to Zubac. Gasol with the steal. Caldwell Pope against Batum. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
The shot by George, wide open. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Leonard against James. Caldwell Pope outside. 6 on the shot clock. From the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 5. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Rejected by Gasol.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Jackson. LeBron against Morris. James outside. And James throws it down.
Hard to play better defense than that, guys. I mean, but right there, James simply overpowered it.
He got it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Lakers.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end. And that should...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Montrezl Harrell, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum's really an asset in blocking shots.
And the dunk by Zubac.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
On the wing, James. He's covered by Leonard. James looking around. It doesn't go for him. The Clippers go the other way with it.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Harold drives in. Out to Morris. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And the Lakers with another miss.
That's one for their first four to start the second half.
Jackson in the corner. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George dishes to Leonard. All sorts of time. 2 points. That one goes.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
LeBron passes to Harrell. Schroeder with the ball. Jackson on him. LeBron kicks to Morris. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. And the Lakers lead by 6.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game. And he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Inside, Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
George passes to Leonard. Outside, George beyond the arc. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Schroeder against Jackson. Nobody near Schroeder. Hits the jumper in space. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Over to the wing. And the basket by Oturu. Oturu's got his first points of the night.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And they're able to recover. Horton Tucker, that's good. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. To the paint. Here's Kennard. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Caruso looking for an opening. It's Gasol missing.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Kennard on the wing. For the lead. Caruso grabs the miss. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
And Gasol gets it to go.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Morris passes to Oturu. From deep. Rebound the Lakers. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That will complete this 4-game homestand. And it goes down 2 points. And it's a 6-point Laker lead.
Taking on everybody, all comers. Kuzma's very aggressive, and he's used to getting hit on the way up. Plays well through contact.
Williams passes to Oturu. That shot off. Kuzma outside over Morris, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
And when Morris is playing with intensity like this, his defense can really shine through.
And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Paul George is out there with Williams. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's man in at the 3. Markieff Morris is checked in for Marc Gasol. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Kuzma outside. Another shot. Now the pass to Horton Tucker. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Caruso, no good. Clippers trail by 4. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. And, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Lakers?
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
Here's Batum. Pass to Zubac. Over Jones. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George way outside. Leonard finds George. Back to Leonard in the corner. George with it. 5 on the clock. Shoots a fader, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Jackson against Schroeder. James outside. Back to Schroeder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And Morris throws it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for the Lakers. Marc Gasol's checked in for Damian Jones. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for Morris. Goes up on the high post. Gasol. And another shot. Out to Kuzma. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Batum finds Jackson. And stolen by Kuzma. He's all alone. For 3, Caldwell Pope connects from 3-point range. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 11 now for the Lakers. George passes to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Now James. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
And, you know, you come to expect this type of play from LeBron. I mean, he's relentless when he's in attack mode.
It's deflected and stolen by James. There's Schroeder, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 13.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Knocks it loose and stolen by Kuzma. Schroeder against Jackson. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Kuzma outside. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson against Schroeder.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
The shot by Batum, no good. Here are the Lakers with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Lakers.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for LeBron.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And they're moving it up. Here's Zubats. Can't connect from short range. Stolen by Jackson. And the dunk by Zubats.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.